Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hello.
How is everyone this fine evening?
Doing great. Things are pretty okay.
Pretty okay? Yeah.
Pretty okay. I'm actually in town for once.
Yes. You're not traveling,
Yep.
so that's good.
Thank
Yeah.
God it's Friday.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. I don't know about you guys, but having a vacation, or not a vacation, but like a long weekend, I find the 4 days are even worse than just a 5-day week.
What do you
Yes.
think?
I don't know if we're just conditioned to experience that, so that we work harder on the 5-day weeks. I don't know, but I just find it the day you lose, you just end up making up for in the other 4 days. So
Maybe.
yes,
But
and
I
yes,
just-
thank you to Steve for filling in as Ron last week.
Sometimes it's nice to be away because you can do other things that you can't do when you're doing the other things. So, like, for example, this week, Obi, my son, was out of school 2 days, and it was because they were doing some power work at the school, so nobody could be there, so you had to be out. So for him it was really nice because you can kind of hang back and all that. But he went to work with us today and actually helped the university put on an event, which was really nice.
Well, that's exciting. It's like
Yeah.
bring your son to work day kind of thing.
Yes, I don't know if that's what he initially understood it all to be, but that's what it ended up being.
Awesome.
Hey, idle hands are something. I don't know. There's some
Workshop? Something, I don't know. Toolbox?
or the devil's instruments or something. I can't
Something,
remember
yeah.
what the saying is.
Mhm.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm actually going to be going with my wife to her spinning group, and it's not
Oh, yeah.
bicycles, it's
Oh.
spinning wool. She found an antique spinning wheel that's probably early 19th century. Got it on auction for $35, believe it or not, and it's almost workable condition. So we're gonna meet with some people that restore that kind of thing, and
That's exciting.
yeah. So it's
Cool.
all about her tomorrow.
That's
That's
cool.
awesome.
That's so weird though, because I just last weekend found an 8-track of Blood, Sweat, and Tears spinning wheel at a yard sale.
Oh,
So I feel like our
and
stories
just
are in no way connected.
2 weeks previous to that, I was offered a strange apple by a woman dressed as a witch. It was
Really?
very strange.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then some sort of spinning wheel. I was asked
Yes.
to prick my finger. Anyway, I just said no. I'd never take.
What a
apples.
time saver. What a time saver. The witch could have just took the baby. It's a baby.
Right.
You just
right.
pick it up and take it over there and just like, there
Exactly.
you go. What, you don't have to wait? You don't have to have a whole kingdom decimate its textile industry on your behalf. You could just be a self-starter. Gah.
Yeah. I hate these. Anyway, complacent witches. It's terrible.
Ridiculous.
So, how was everybody's week? Besides, it was short and we had a lot of work to do. Ron, I think
How's
you
it short? You keep saying short.
Yeah,
Keep saying
you
short.
Canadians.
Oh, right. You guys don't get the holiday. I'm sorry.
No, we're not off for like Kashmir Pulaski Day or whatever
It
made
was
up.
Thanksgiving, the true Thanksgiving.
Sure.
No, it seems like you're just trying to like.
You know what? Let's just have a
Sneak an
Thanksgiving
extra.
a month after the harvest is finished, when everything's cold and terrible.
You
Like the
warm it up. You just put it in the microwave.
Yeah, just take the environment and put it in a microwave for that one day.
No, you've already got the food. You've already got the food, if there was food, and then you microwave it.
It takes time for the beer or the cider to ferment, and
But
stuff.
you started in August, so it's fermented by October. Not a
Yeah.
hard process.
Plus, it's the 1640s. It takes a while for Goody Proctor's latest photo spread to make it back from Boston. Come on.
Yes.
Yes, I can only imagine. Yeah, it was kind of weird that we do celebrate Thanksgiving. So yeah, it was a Thanksgiving weekend for us. I thought you guys had something in October though that was sort of like
yes, we do. It's called Halloween. You guys have it too.
Oh no, like don't you have Indigenous Peoples Day? Isn't that a holiday?
Yes,
For some.
it is. Yes, for people that haven't had their like empathy cut out with a melon baller, yes.
Right. Well, apparently, empathy is evil. Allegedly.
I guess. Ugh.
Anyway, yes, we could digress. But yeah, no, we have Thanksgiving, and it was a short week this week, so I felt like there was a lot of catch up to do for the 4 other days, or catsup, as depending on who you're talking.
Yes. Ketchup.
Listen, but if you find yourself an older person in the condiment aisle debating ketchup or ketchup, you will end up in the insane asylum, according to The Simpsons. So, he's talking to the condiments again.
Yes.
Doesn't everyone?
Yeah, mustard just has fantastic conversational skills.
I mean, it does, because you typically have to ask the person in the other Bentley if they have any, right?
Right. Yes,
There's so many options. You know,
where do you keep the Burnzos?
Yes.
Yes, when everybody has their own cereal, it's the future. Yeah, so it was a pretty hectic week. We also had a big small fundraising, big fundraising. I don't know what I want to call it. Big small thing today. We have a walkathon every year.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids were fundraising for that. So that was a bit of fun, and that pays for some of the cool tech that we get to use in my classroom. So that was kind of exciting. Yes. And yes, everybody's wondering where I am. I'm in my classroom because we have they call it Geek Out at the Library in October, and so we've been invited to do a retro room tomorrow.
Just more made up holidays.
Yeah,
up there.
Listen, we're going to get it to where we don't have to bring in the 4-day work week. We just have enough holidays that it just naturally happens.
Sure. It's like New York when every group finally had their own parade day, and it was it was when every group had a parade. There was a parade every day. Yeah. Those were dark times.
You couldn't get anywhere ever.
You couldn't get anywhere.
And that's how the subway was invented.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yes. Then they created the parade day parade.
Yeah. To fill in that last 365th day they couldn't fill.
Yes.
Good times.
So what's our big news? What's our big news? Are we big news in it?
Apparently we're big news in it. That's what I said in the comment. A very special episode.
Yes.
Where we make some announcements.
Yeah.
Every episode is special.
Every episode. Well, that's the whole joke. I don't know if you ever read the comment or the tagline on every episode. It says on this very special episode,
a blossom. Yes.
Well, Cologne High, but yes.
Yes, that too.
Well,
wet.
Some of our episodes are more special than others. So
yeah, well, like last week's episode was Windows 98 because it was our 98th episode, and this is our 99th episode.
Oh my gosh, so, Windows 99. What will they think of next?
Windows ME.
Oh, we're gonna get rid of Eric now. He said Windows ME. Sorry, Eric. You're not allowed to be here and say Windows ME. We're not allowed to refer to the devil. Actually, in fairness, I used Windows ME for a while. It wasn't as bad as people.
I never, ever used it.
So I feel like I had Windows 98 SE, and then I upgraded to ME, and it was kind of one of those things where it was such a lot of work back in the day to install an operating system that I just kind of lived with it for as long as possible. But I did eventually go back to SE, 98 SE, but it was maybe a year, 6 months, a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. ME was okay if you didn't really need DOS support, but you needed like better hardware.
You
like
had
better drivers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you really, really wanted a Windows 2000-esque recycling bin, that was key.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted the round curves on the recycling bin, you had to have ME.
It's true.
Just design is the future. What's our big announcement? What are we announcing today? We are announcing that we are doing some time shifting. We come to realize that it took 100 episodes that Friday night, as much as we love competing against ABC's TGIF, it's a very difficult time slot to get everybody together.
It's step by step is kicking our ass in the ratings.
Listen,
okay.
Basically, we've gotten to the point now where we don't even show up in the weekly printout. That's how bad we are competing against.
It's basically Ted Koppel is now parking in our parking spot.
Yeah, and actively leaving oil stains with his car. It's quite annoying. Anyway, so we're looking at moving just to ABC's TGIF still exists. I feel like they brought it back a couple of years ago to try to like bring back the nostalgia, and it just died on the vine.
Yes.
Does
I
ABC
think
still exist?
yes.
Oh,
I'm fairly certain for this week at least. But they brought it back for a minute just to try it, just to see what they could do with that Friday night block, because it became appointment viewing for a generation of people, and then that generation of people grew up and got mortgages and really busy doing other things, and they just couldn't recapture the magic. It would be like trying to bring back America's Funniest Home Videos in a world where
YouTube exists.
where more than YouTube, even like
TikTok,
Vine
Instagram,
and
Vine.
TikTok, and all that.
Yeah, and it was, actually it was the anniversary of Vine's shutting down the other day. I saw a bunch of Instagram videos about remember the good old days of Vine? I'm like, good old days? How long ago was that? And I looked up, it's over a decade ago. I'm like, holy God, time is just keeps on ticking and slipping.
It's weird how Vine has kind of become people nostalgic for Vine in the same way that like Flash videos.
Right.
Where it's sort of like, it was like, oh, wasn't it great? You could just, this little goofy little video thing. And it was like, it's kind of the
babies
short
dancing.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's, it's interesting to see people be nostalgic for things that still seem new to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I know that's just a sign of getting old. It is getting old.
But here's our actual announcement. Our actual announcement is that we will be moving. We have a sister show that will be starting on Sunday evenings, the 2nd and 4th Sundays of each month. It's almost like there is another show that happens on the 1st and 3rd Sundays, but it hopefully will be more accommodating for Frank, because Frank works a crazy schedule. He's got family commitments. Us three, it's more easy for us to get around, and so hopefully a move to Sundays will make it easier for Frank to be able to join us, because I miss him. Frank's got a unique perspective on a lot of things. He's a very nice guy. He's very patient and kind, and I think that a move to Sundays will help him be a better able to join us here. So the sister show is Old World Tech Fridays - Sunday edition on this ABC station.
Yes, same bad channel, different bad time.
Yes.
Do we stop watching now and wait for Sunday? Steve asks.
No, because this starts in November. This starts in November.
This is not going to be going into syndication where you can pick up where you left off.
Yeah, that's why every episode of Old World Tech Fridays Sunday edition will we hit the reset at the end. It's like an episode of Next Gen.
Right.
It's unless Michelle Forbes is leaving the show, in which case we just don't mention her again.
Right. She just disappeared. Yeah. She's like which kid from the sick or the is it Young and the Restless went upstairs?
Oh no, it's after the first season of Happy Days, Chip, or it's not Chip, it's Chuck. Yes, Chuck. Yeah. Goes upstairs, dribbles this little basketball upstairs, and he's never seen again for this. Like this, he goes to college. He committed autoerotic asphyxiation in his room. He's just never talked about again. So he moved to San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're not going to be live for 48 hours?
What?
Well, I don't know. I would just keep breathing for the rest of the
time. To reach Sunday.
Oh. Yes. We're going to go into cryostasis.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In fact, we have a new. The sponsor is the same company that sponsored Futurama. Mm-hmm. We know how their cryostasis system worked really well.
Yes. Yeah. So this will be a situation where the sequel show will eventually replace the original show on your schedule.
Right.
So it's so weird. It would be like America's Funniest People replacing America's Funniest Home Videos. And not just like Dave Coulier not leaving Danny Tanner alone on the Full House set.
Yeah.
be like, Bob, you got to get me my own funny video show. And he's like, listen, I told you the hookers are in your dressing room already. Leave me alone.
And then of course, if you're doing the Simpsons analogy, then in about 12 or 13 years, we will get a streaming contract with Netflix to produce a show that is sort of funny and has Matt Berry in it.
Well, that would be Hulu that does.
No, it's Disenchanted. That's Netflix.
Oh, no, that's Hulu. Isn't it?
Netflix in Canada.
It's
Oh,
Canada.
well, yeah. I mean, yeah, but like, I mean, here in God's America, I just they've got all the contracts for stuff.
All the action is in the pants.
Oh,
Canada's pants.
right. You're Canada's pants, right?
Yes.
What does that make Florida?
Well,
Yes,
we're not
Matt
going to
Gaetz
go there
says yes
tonight.
to Netflix. I knew I wasn't.
You're 100% right. It is Netflix. Wow.
Oh my gosh, Ron was wrong about
I'm wrong about all
something
kinds of
media
things.
related.
Yeah, I'm wrong about all kinds of stuff. But
Wow.
I'm just thinking that everything else that's terrible ended up on Hulu, I guess. Like the new seasons of Futurama and like the Animaniacs reboot and
CGI Animaniacs. Yes.
is it really CGI?
Well, it's like it clearly.
Yes, it's crappily animated.
Yeah, crappily animated on a computer.
Yes.
What they use the live mouth with the
Yeah, it's a real clutch cargo.
Yeah, it's actually entirely done on an Amiga toaster.
Oh yeah.
Well,
it's because my doctorate is in art history. Yeah, those seasons are so terrible.
Or the Venus de Milo gummy.
Oh yeah, that's the yes.
What was it tonight on Dateline? Rowdy Roddy Pipe Popper, or what do they call him? Willie, because he's filming people in the bushes.
Yes.
Anyway,
well, Jack makes a suggestion that's interesting.
What's
yeah,
the sequel show. It's all about sequel.
Well,
oh God.
boo.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah, that's the show that I'm actually going out to Jack's YouTube channel right now to just unsubscribe based on that. The guilty shall be punished.
That's terrible. But yeah, so we're going to move to Sunday. It's going to be
second and fourth Sunday.
Second and fourth Sunday.
Fourth
yes.
Sunday.
So we don't get
Just
in the way
show up
of
every Sunday, and there'll be something on. It'll be either Retro Roundup or us.
Sorry, what?
It'll be the Retro Repair Roundup, or it'll be Old World Tech Fridays Sunday edition.
I feel like we're doing 60 minutes.
We're not paying by the letter, so we can just call it.
Yeah, we need a watch like 60 minutes.
Oh no, it's WTF SE.
SE.
Second edition.
Second edition.
Second edition.
I like that. So yeah, it's like I said, we want to bring Frank back, and we want to include him because this has been such a vital part, or he is such a vital part of this process in this program. So
plus Sunday is just an easier time for people to watch in general, viewership wise, because people travel and people do things, and if you've got young kids, this is the night of the week where there's sports or there's a banquet or there's
birthday party,
some kind of, or it's practice for a church pageant, or it's whatever, and it's
also it is the Lord's Day, and it's a great way to praise and worship.
Yes. If that's your bag.
If that's your bag. Oh my. So yes, what else is going on? Now that we've made this big announcement, I feel like we've deflated a little bit. So what else is going on in the world of retro this week? I know, Ron, maybe you want to talk about some of the things you found this week.
Yeah, actually I did. I'm working on it right now. As a matter of fact, I went and visited a friend of the show, Sean Fahey, out in Kansas, and Sean had been in contact with some educators who had sent him some software and things like that, and basically it was just went out there and we spent oh my gosh, 2 days just organizing and backing things up and prioritizing things for scanning and all of that, just for preservation efforts. Get some things out on Macintosh Archive, get some things out on archive.org. And one of the things that was in the huge pile of stuff were a couple of these, and this will be of special interest to our friend Steve from Mac 84. A couple of these packs that are part of the Apple. Damn it, you're in my way now, Steve. A couple of these multimedia learning tool packs that were given out as part of Apple's Educator series. You've seen these little packets before with CDs in them, but a lot of these are really for, like, you'd buy a Performa or you'd buy a machine and it would come with a bunch of CDs and junk. But these multimedia learning tool packs, there was a lot of software in here that was kind of aimed at educators, aimed at classrooms. And there's also some tools in here that are things like, they include a copy of AppleShare 4.1 on CD, which is out on at least Macintosh Garden, not archived separately by itself, but it is part of like some omnibus sort of collections of those things. But most everything in here is a lot of like Kid Pick Studio, Clear's Impact, Strata Video Shop, things like that that are well preserved by the community. However, there were several CDs in here, and when I mean more than one or two, that are not out on Macintosh Garden. They're not on that other website that largely sources all of their stuff from the Macintosh Garden, including
the Voldemort of backup sites, if you will.
Yes, this is a Apple Education Series labeled disc. It says multimedia learning tools. This does not appear to be archived. There are some media collections that are part of this. Famous Faces.
Oh, cool.
Just weird things. And then some of these media clips, which are basically just multimedia CDs that have clips of different things that you might be able to use in a project or whatever. So I'm just going through. And then also there is another thing which asks a very bold question. Who built America? And I guess this is for Unit 8 at some school, but this is this is a secondary reference bundle CD library is what this is sort of billed as. And there's some software in here, but some of the software in here is made by Voyager. There's some Microsoft titles in here. There are some first-party Apple things, stuff about space, all those type of things. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to archive that and get that out there on archive.org. Take pictures, and also the Macintosh Garden. Get pictures of things and all that, so that way that people can enjoy that into the future. Something I got personally recently, which is really, really great. Is the is your Blue CD version 1.0? Let me look. It is version 1.2. 1.2. Something else that I got recently is this very cool book that you could absolutely club a whale to death with. This is called The Secrets of Macintosh Gaming. It is by Richard Moss. This is the second edition of the book, also known as the expanded edition. This literally has something like 1,000 extra pages compared to the original version.
Wow.
This book is beautiful. It has lots of really great, as you can hear, I just finally popped the spine on it. I've been careful up to this point to like not pop the spine, but that was okay. It's got lots of beautiful artwork. There's right here inside the cover, actually, there's a whole thing that's just nothing but icons for all of the games that are discussed in the book. But this is a series of interviews. This is a series of stories. This is not like one of those lazy books where it's just basically like, oh, here's a game. It existed, here. This was the retail price, that type of thing. No, this is really a retelling of the history of gaming on the Macintosh. So awesome. It does name drop a lot of big hits, but more than anything, it talks about some obscure games and things that maybe people did not get to play back in the day. Some of these HyperCard titles and things like that just exist just because of archival efforts. So It is a neat read. I went through the PDF version of this. It's also got some beautiful pictures. John Calhoun's glider is featured in there. So,
Nice.
but this is it's not an expensive book. It's still available at online. I think it's Bitmap Books. Is that the name of the company? Yeah, Bitmap Books. You can still pick it up. It's well worth it.
And the big question is adventure in there?
It is, but you really have to close the book quite hard to squish the box. But if you do that, it will then be in there.
Interesting.
Technically speaking. That's kind of it.
Oh, that's it. Cool. I guess we can go around if anybody else has any other gets this week. I don't have any at the moment, and if I did, they wouldn't be here because, well, I mean, they might be in my classroom. Got a box of new laptops, but that's not really appropriate. Yeah, no, that's it. I got this creepy nun.
Oh, it's a boxing nun. Oh no, it's just a regular nun.
Yeah. And the fun thing is, every time I take it out of my classroom, it shows back up in my classroom.
Oh my god.
It's like, yeah.
That's not creepy at all.
Freaks the kids out. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Nuns. Terrifying penguins of the world.
I guess.
Yeah, Eric, did you get anything this week?
Not this week, but recently I picked up this book it's a comic book about gaming,
Oh, cool.
video games. So I haven't really looked at it yet, but it's got some, interesting pictures in it anyway.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
very vibrant and colorful.
So
Neat. I like how you
But,
turned directly to the page that had like Matt Gedge on it. Whatever that guy's name is.
I don't know.
Actor. Okay, that's fine.
Anyway,
You won't be able to find it again.
nope.
It's done now.
Other than that, it's mostly been assembling manuals, and now I'm at the point where I'm building boxes for the game for
Nice.
adventure. So
Awesome. And so how many more do you have to do before you're done?
many quantities.
Many
Many.
quantities.
So I did manage to ship out some. So I'm eating through obligations right now.
Awesome. I did get this TV recently. I found it on the side of the road.
Nice.
Actually, it was shared in a local retro group that somebody was out for a walk and noticed it and took a picture of it and posted it. It was just sort of on the curb going to the garbage. And it ended up being a really nice Zenith that has S-Video in. It was made in 1989 or 1990. So, sort of the heyday, if you will, of decent CRTs.
Sure.
We had an N64 hooked up to it, and kids were playing GoldenEye. And
Now it didn't move itself around at all or anything like, a piece of furniture you found outside.
How so? Like,
Like a critter in it.
oh no. There's no creatures inside. I mean, I thought you were referring to like with the nun, maybe like
Well, maybe they're in cahoots,
fuzzy screen, and you hear like a little girl say they're here, nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
And then it ends up being real bodies on the set while they were filming, and then the whole production's cursed.
That wasn't a
Back,
Seinfeld
Poltergeist
episode.
2.
It was Big Bang, wasn't it, where they brought the chair in from outside?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But yes, if you ever get a chance, the history of Poltergeist 2 is very interesting. Not to fall into movies, but the bones they used on the set for the scene with all the water, where they're I can't remember how they end up in the water, but they were real skeletons.
Yes.
And nobody said anything.
Nice.
But I do vaguely remember in the documentary I watched, a lot of people got sick on set.
Yes.
Like severely ill, and there were some deaths. They were attributed to poor set what's the word?
Hygiene.
Sanitation.
Sanitation, but also
Conditions.
just the set itself was just very dirty, and it wasn't great. Really interesting movie. But again, we won't delve into movies, I should say, like we have in the past, because I know myself and Ron can go.
I can talk about movies forever. Why do you want to talk about movies? Because I love movies.
Yeah. What is it? Anybody watching anything recently? What are your current watches? What do you guys?
People are watching Tron. I guess that came out.
They are.
Has it been 15 years since the last dumpster fire?
Seemingly. Yes.
Someone said the graphics were very good.
I don't understand Tron. I never did. Like, was it a Disney ride that needed a movie to explain the Disney ride?
No, it is a it was just like like they were like, you know what? People love the Star Wars. People need to have entertaining things to watch. And so they were like, let's do this. And so they made a Tron.
Okay.
I didn't really care for the first movie when I saw it, but I thought that it was great that they had computer graphics in it, and that the storyline was rather predictable. Go figure. But the way they did the lighting for everything was just terrible.
Well, that was kind of the thing, is to make it
video gamey,
computery.
They could have done that and still made it more viewable, I think.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's kind of like I can't remember the era, but there was an era of film where everything was blue. Like everything has like a blue hue to it. I want to say it was like 2010 era.
Yes.
It was just it was the style at the time.
Yes, it was the style at the time.
Yes, we wore an onion on our belt.
Exactly. It's the Christopher Nolan effect. I was also a late watcher of like the Blade Runner movies, and I didn't really I remember watching them as a kid, or the first one I should say as a kid, and not really liking it. But then that kind of poisoned me for the
That's because you saw the theatrical release and not the director's cut, probably.
Yeah, and then I remember watching it on Blu-ray, maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and being very impressed with it. I'm like, wow, this is actually really good.
Yeah.
As much as people crap on the sequel, it's all right. Again, it's not great, but it's all right.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't walk away offended. Actually, I think the most offensive thing about the entire movie is two things. It's the inclusion of Harrison Ford at all, and Jared Leto.
Right.
It's like, I understand that they wanted who did they want for that? Wasn't it David Bowie or somebody like that? But he passed away or was too ill to do it. But it's like, I'm hoping that a day comes when Hollywood is able to figure out that he is like box office poison.
What, Leto?
Yeah, Jared Leto.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they figured that out now, because isn't he in Tron?
Yes. And he was also in like that Morbius or whatever Marvel movie, and he was in
I will give him credit
Blade Runner 2049, and he's in
Joker was actually very good. I think it was poorly executed or poorly cut, because if you watch the stuff that never made it into the movies, he's a very campy, very evil-y kind of Joker, which I liked. I was like, oh, that I feel like if he had gotten his own movie, it might have been decent. And I know it's really hard shoes to fill, because everybody sort of takes that role and makes it
it's true.
their own.
They can never compete. They can never compete with the performance that we're all thinking of the Joker, of Cesar Romero, of course. So
the one and only Joker.
Yes, the only Joker in my mind. So.
No, I mean, like I said, each one of them added their own flair to the to the character, and they're different enough that they made their own statement. But I like Ledger. I like his as Joker. He did a great job. Nicholson, of course, is iconic. Cesar Romero, of course, is that's Joker
the
in my mind.
originator. Yeah, in my mind too, he's the Joker.
And it's only because like I didn't watch it live, obviously, but I remember coming home in the afternoons, and it was always in syndication. It was always on like 3:30, quarter to, or 4 o'clock where I live, and it was so you were home from school, and it was always on and I remember watching it, and my parents at the time, they thought it was like that's safe TV for kids to watch, right? Like it's just campy and foolish. It was yeah.
Well, where else are you going to learn how to use shark repellent?
Right.
That's true.
And where else are you going to learn that when you punch somebody runs out with big pop-up signs that cover the whole thing that say weird words that are the sound of the thing you did?
Yes. Well, it's supposed to be like a comic book.
Right.
So
and how would I know that you can walk on the side of a building and make it look very realistic?
Yeah, a lot of kids learned 8mm film techniques by watching those shows.
Right. You ever notice his cape never reacted to gravity? It always just seemed to.
Yeah.
You're not climbing the wall. And everybody always poked their head perfectly out of the window, like they were hovering midair.
Like they were standing.
Yeah.
Yes. Weird. That.
Weird. About the Batmobile, speaking of iconic things, that really was the beginning of the, I would say, maybe not the beginning of the famous car, but that was definitely one of the first very famous vehicles in a TV show.
Sure.
We even say movie, because at that time, what else you had? You had Herbie. Herbie was pretty popular around that time. What's it called? Vanishing Point and stuff like that didn't come out yet. Bullet, I think, was around the same time for being a popular Mustang. But I remember, I remember watching some documentary about Batman, and they would get letters to the Batmobile from kids, like asking questions about the Batmobile. Right.
Yes.
And of course, later on, they would do the same with Kit from Knight Rider and the A-Team van, and
Yes. I just hey, a question for the Batmobile.
Yeah.
What's the story with you and Jiffy Lube? I mean, I'm seeing you're there all the time.
We're just
curious.
friends. We're just friends.
Okay.
And then you had the real big departure then with the Tumbler, which was not a real vehicle and it was made up, but people thought, because it was so well executed, like they thought it was real. And so there were people wanting to buy them. And I remember watching.
Well, you just got to call Lucian Fox or
Lucius Fox, and just ask him.
Yeah, he's got the connection on all that.
But they ended up they made 5 of them for the films, and they have sold some of them. They're in private collections and museums and stuff. And they do function, like they do drive. They are apparently terrible to try to turn, which makes perfect sense.
Oh, well, yeah.
Gigantic monster truck tires on the front that are right next to each other.
Yes, the turning radius is like 3 blocks.
Yeah. If you wanted to turn, you got to get up to speed, because slow speed turning in a parking lot, you were just go through the wall. And that's why they made it, because they could just burst through the wall. But and then in the newer Batmans, they have kind of gone back to a sort of based on a normal vehicle, sort of like a hot rod / rally car type thing. Which was kind of cool, but it's not the same. It didn't look as cool as we'll say the 1990s Batmobile. But yeah, anyway, I digress. I could talk about
that was like a Corvette, right?
Yeah, it was just a body kit on top of a truck. Actually, I think one of them was a truck chassis, so they just stripped down a pickup truck, and put a fiberglass body on top of it. I mean, yes, I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but none of the Batmobiles are real.
That is ridiculous.
They're either built on, cheap consumer vehicles, or they're 100% CGI. Well, maybe not 100% CGI, but we're getting to that point in the world where a lot of this stuff is not going to be practical effects because it costs so much money. Actually, I saw a really cool rig they're using now. It's to make fake cars.
Mhm.
So it's just this. It looks like a go-kart, and the actors can drive around, and they put the reflective discs on it for motion capture,
Yeah.
and they base the discs on a particular. They put the real car into the computer, and the computer
Yeah.
then tells them where to put the discs, and then it just drives around, and then in post they just add on an expensive vehicle on top of it. So instead of
Sure.
having to buy a Rolls Royce for a scene that you're going to crash, you just use this thing, and then you can crash your Rolls Royce, and it doesn't cost you anything.
Where's the fun in that?
Right. Well, for example, they used it in the last James Bond movie because they had to destroy the DB5, which, you know, back in the 60s when they were using the DB5s, the Aston Martin DB5s for the original movie, they were not terribly expensive vehicles, and they could destroy as many as they wanted because Aston Martin would just keep giving them to them.
But nowadays,
but now it's worth like $2.5 million. So it's like, well, we can't really destroy one. So they made a scale. They made a couple of scale models, and then they use this new gimbally type go-kart rig thing to make it pretty cool. You know,
I agree.
I feel like it's going to make it cheaper to produce films, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with making good quality films and make them cheaper. So as long as they're paying their people,
Right.
you know, good money. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty neat piece of modern technology. Yeah. Again, you guys, is there any anything in the films that you recently watched where you're like, oh, it's retro tech, or they did something right or they didn't do it right?
I don't know.
I watched there's some Netflix movie I watched recently where they had a 386, but it was clearly like a 2000 era case. And it was just, and it actually ruined the movie for me because up until that point, which is a popcorn, I think The Rock is in it, which is a popcorn movie, you know, just something you could enjoy. But as soon as that happened, I was like, I can't watch this now. It's,
I hear you.
It bursts the realism, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and again, not going back to cars, but it's like when you see the wrong era car in a film, it drives me. I don't know. It's like continuity errors. There's supposed to be somebody on set to prevent continuity errors. There should be people on set to prevent, you know, those type of historical errors, we'll call them.
Yes, I hear you.
Anyway, I've rambled on for far too long. Somebody else ramble for a bit.
It's okay.
What are you drinking there, Eric?
Ginger root beer Zevia. No, we are not sponsored by them.
But if they want to sponsor us,
but if they would like to sponsor us, that's fine.
We'd be totally okay with it.
So.
Yes, I would accept. I would accept their sponsoring.
But yeah, it's been a tiring week, and now we got like I said, we got this event tomorrow. So our local library hosts in October. They call it Geeking Out at the Library. So they do, you know, comic book reads, and they do video game. They have a video game loaner program. I think they loan out video games, and they invite us in one Saturday of the month to do a retro room. So I'm bringing Tandy 1000 with some DOS games, and I actually, funnily enough, I used Copilot to write me a menu system. Just a .bat file, and just asked it to take like the directory from. We just have everything set in C games, so the .bat file actually scans that folder, then builds a menu based on that folder, and then creates a list of games so the kids can pick through it, and then it actually allows it to pop back up after they exit the game. I don't know how it does that, but it does it, and it works. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. A proper use for it saved me a little bit.
What we used to do back in the day was, you know, like little DOS menus for your computer.
Yeah. Well, you know, your kids will sit down and they'll be like, I want to play a game. And you're, well, okay, you got to go CD, games, you know, then, you know, dir /p, is it for?
You know, what's a directory?
Right? They're like, what is all this gibberish? I just want to play a game. I'm like, oh, fair enough. So the menu definitely helps. And I saw that LGR had one at VCF Midwest. I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I should totally do that for this event.
Yes.
Thank you. I actually reached out to Clint and asked him, and he responded and was very helpful. So thank you.
I missed his presentation and table. I understand he was giving out or selling shareware of some kind.
Yeah, shareware discs.
Yeah.
Yep.
He creates shareware discs.
Pardon.
Bless you.
God bless.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm bringing the Tandy 1000. I've also got a Voodoo 3 build. So it's a Windows 98 machine with a Voodoo 3 card in it. And so that's kind of fun. Kids get to experience, what I consider in my own growing up peak gaming for PC gaming. And then I think we're also bringing my 7200, my Power Mac or Power PC 7200, 7300. I can't remember. The one I used for Global Talk this year, whatever that was. That one's coming with a great image that Ron and Steve helped me with. So let's load up some games that I added. And it's booting off my Blue SCSI.
Neat.
10 out of 10 recommend Blue SCSI. And yeah, one of the guys actually bringing in a complete phone system. So he's doing his own like Shady Tel type setup.
Very nice.
A Meridian phone system zip strapped to some sort of wire mesh shelving unit. And he has about, I'm going to say 24 phones now of varying age and legacy equipment. And he has it all programmed to work. And so you can call them. So our hope is we'll run a couple of long cords and have phones everywhere, and people can call each other. The usual, the Shady Tel setup like they have at VCF Midwest and Southwest.
Yes. Yep.
So, and actually, if you want, there's a fantastic video that VCF Midwest just released of the guys from Shady Tel explaining how their system works and what they do. And honestly, it's a lot of work. That is a labor of love. If you actually watch the video, they've put in some incredible hours to make this system work.
Oh yeah.
And what's really cool is, they say it's all very much correct. Like they're not using asterisks, they're not using modern replacements for things, they're not using ATAs and then attaching VoIP systems. They are using all period correct, old style stuff. Is really cool. I found the video incredibly interesting, and they have very good radio voices too, so it was quite relaxing. I remember watching. I fell asleep listening to it the other night when it came out. I had to watch it again to get funny. It all. Yeah. So, and I think we got a couple of Commodore PET. We got a Commodore PET, a couple of Commodore 64s. I'm bringing the Pico Micro Mac because everybody loves the Pico Micro Mac.
Do they?
They do. They really do. And I say, where you can get one? From my buddy Ron.
Oh wow. I get them from my buddy Joe.
And then I've paired my Pico Micro Mac with where's it gone? Oh, anyway, this is an example of it, but I've got a newer one. It's a keyboard mouse combo. So it's great. The kids love it. It's got all the games loaded, and yeah. Any new development with that project, Ron? You guys got anything new with it? No.
It's kind of like just floating right now until there's more innovations on the emulator side. So
gotcha. So can we expect in the future there'll be sound?
Maybe maybe not. The all of the stuff is there. It's on the bus. The problem is you only have so much basically CPU oomph to do things on a Pi Pico, and there is a point where you just have to sit down and do the math where are we at the point where, because somebody's like, I gotta have HDMI output, I gotta have sound, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, I need more RAM, I want to emulate a Mac too, I want to do a lot of things. And it's like, okay, well, if you want to do those things, you can certainly do that with a Raspberry Pi, or you can do it on a Pi Zero, but you will price yourself out by the time you start adding more things that you need to make that experience. It's like, I want networking, and I want this and I want that. Okay, right. But just get your calculator out and figure out that it's like this thing that exists, the Pico Micro Mac, is kind of positioned to be kind of just like a kind of a trinket to kind of have a fun little experience with. And what it is what it is. And what it's not is a $50 Raspberry Pi setup. But it could get there if it's like, now we got to add a DAC, and now we got to add either a speaker, or we got to add like a headphone jack, or now we got to add HDMI, and now you got to add RAM, and now you got to add. And at that point, it is now anybody with a cocktail napkin and a pen would be like, oh, wait, now this is quite expensive.
Right. I think it's great. It's like I said, I give it to the kids to use because there's also the whole notion of they can't really break it if that may and if they do break it, it's like, oh, well, it was $25.
Yeah. It's
right.
Yeah. We're not out much. Yes.
Right. And if they bring a drink and they spill it on the keyboard, well, okay, at least it's not $100,
right?
Apple or Macintosh keyboard.
Yes.
So look at it that way, and that means that, and if we get somebody into the hobby and they really like it, they'll order their own. And maybe then they'll find a real Mac down the road. And
yes, one bit. I need my ThunderScan upgrade deal. Yes, exactly. Gotta have a ThunderScan.
Is the
I've always wanted
the one that went in the printer?
Yes.
I've always wanted to roll my own scanner like that when I was, 30 years ago, when I was just starting to, used to get Popular Electronics, and I had to read about projects, and I'm like, I want to build a scanner, and I planned it all out, and then went, oh, I can't afford to build my own scanner. At Altair would be great. That's 3 years of allowance to save up for one.
Yeah, there was a lot of that, really, because I remember even in the 2000s or in the late 90s, you would see something in a magazine, you're like, oh, I want to build that, but then it seems cheap because each component is only $1 or $2. Right. Then you realize quickly, you're like, wait a minute, there's 40 of them.
And a backplane and power supply and
And then you're like, well, at the time I was like, well, I don't own a soldering iron, so I guess I got to go buy one. And I mean, they weren't expensive, but everything adds up.
Or you do what I did.
14 or 15.
I bought a Radio Shack radio shortwave receiver kit, and then used a soldering gun to put it together.
Oh.
It was really good at burning up batteries.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually say hello to everybody in the chat, so I'll just do a quick hello to everybody. Who do we have here this evening? Well, Steve was first in. Some fellow named Eric from Eric's Edge. Don't know who that is. Francois, One Bit Fever Dreams. Jack, 64K or 68K. Someone named Ron's Computer Videos.
Whoever that is.
Whoever that is. Don't quit your day job, Chief. Whatever that is. CDI is here. Garth Bagel is here.
Yes.
Rudy's Retro Intel. What else we got? I saw Veronica Explains is in here somewhere. Yeah, there's Veronica. And then the Tech Knight. Tech Knight is here. And Dave's Vintage Apple Tech. I think that's everyone. Yeah, cool. So hello, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
I was watching a lot of VCF videos over the last couple of weeks because obviously they've come out in dribs and drabs. Ron being one of the very first videos. I think you were probably close on the first person to.
No, yeah, I'm the first because I just shot
from
the hip
walked in and just started.
Shot from the hip on Friday and then just uploaded the video because it's like I mean, again, that's kind of one of those things where it's like some of these experiences are ephemeral.
Yeah,
these videos are ephemeral. People will watch them, but if you don't get them out for 6 months after the event, it's like it's a strike while the iron's hot kind of thing.
Yes. You hear that, Steve? Get your VCF video out.
He'll have it out. He'll have it, but it'll be in time for VCF East. So
Swap meet. which
by
is
that time, now it's nostalgic to look back on.
Oh, I see. So
See, it
smart.
comes
He's
There's a
around.
peak.
Yes.
What I found really funny is, and I guess as you go to these events more and more and you meet more people, is the people in the background that you recognize, or the booths that you recognize, like Tech Night. I don't know how many videos I watched. He's in the background. Same thing with Ron. Like,
Mhm.
it's like Ron spotting, right? Like, where's Ron? There he is.
It's true. It's
There
there were a lot of
Eric.
times
I've seen
where
Eric in a couple of videos because if somebody was shooting Clint's space, you were like right behind, but to the
Right.
left or right of it,
Or-
so you
or
would always
Steve.
show up.
Yeah. Yeah, if
So
they were
how-
shooting Steve, I'd be there because I was
Yes.
right behind him.
Mhm.
Tech Night. I exist everywhere.
yes.
Omnipresent, I believe that is the term they use. But yeah, no, I actually was very sad that I missed this year. I'm still
I know. Under
still-
better circumstances, friend.
Yes, yeah, I know.
Yep.
But we are going to be going to VCF Montreal, which is very exciting. And I
Yeah.
also hear that some of my American friends are coming to VCF Montreal, which is
I sure hope so.
also very exciting. So I'm not going to, say anybody whose name just because in case they don't go. But I know that we're bringing a small contingent from Newfoundland to go there to Montreal,
Mhm.
and I know some people out west are coming to Montreal. So it's going to be nice to see Canadian friends, American friends.
Yes.
Apparently, there is an outdoor portion. You had to walk between the venues, so that's going to be entertaining.
In
to watch
January.
all the people who don't have snow apparel. Assuming there may not be snow, it's Montreal. It's possible, but also not possible. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they
So they're going to have to throw the boiling water into the air and have it turn to snow event?
Yeah, and we're going to do the maple tree sap on the snow, and you roll a stick in and you eat it.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite says winter diabetes.
Yes.
Like eating
Have you seen
semi-warm
Frosty the
sugar water.
Snowman?
Well, he was a shape. He was round.
He was.
Round is in shape. Bring your polar bear repellent. Yes. Everybody knows Montreal is notorious for the downtown polar bear maulings. So make sure you bring your repellent.
I don't know if you're being serious.
You can't tell if I'm being serious.
I don't know if you're being serious or not.
Listen, Montreal just got indoor plumbing. They are very excited.
Oh, well, that's nice.
There's no more going out and possibly getting mauled by a bear while you try to take a poop in a snow hole.
Well, I mean, that's only because you're out there for 9 hours, like chipping out a place to go.
Yes, who could forget? It's always the youngest kid's job to go out and to knock the ice off the top of the hole.
Yes.
It's also repeating. It's like 20 to 30 minutes away from Montreal Island. Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna rent a car when I land and drive. So if anybody is going to be there and needs a ride, I will probably have a vehicle. So
Thanks.
let me know. I'll pick you up along the way. Yeah, I'm excited. I know it's not going to be VCF Midwest, and I will curb my feelings, I guess, because
it's the first year. So
yeah. So take it as it is. I'm happily optimistic. We've had VCF events apparently in Canada before. Allegedly, I thought there was mentioned there was one in Toronto or a while back or many years ago. So hopefully it'll revitalize the excitement around it, and maybe this will continue. Won't be a one-time thing; it'll be a yearly thing.
Yeah, here's hoping.
Which means I'll have to travel twice because I'm hopefully going to be coming back to Midwest in about 3 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe sooner.
Well, or not, depending, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we won't go there.
If the cheeseburgers work, maybe soon.
Yep.
Yes.
I did discuss with my wife getting our passports. We don't have any. We have
It's a good idea.
enhanced driver license, so we
Right.
could go to Canada if we wanted to, but we
You
thought,
drive. You can drive to Canada.
you could
Yeah, you
drive.
can.
But I've been thinking, it's not that far for us to go to Toronto, and it's probably been a good 25 years since we've been.
Mhm.
Oh, it's
I-
totally
I-
different now.
I'm sure they have bathrooms now, so.
They do. And the CN Tower is now slightly smaller
Hmm,
due to global warming.
okay.
Oh wow.
Apparently, yeah, Thomas Armstrong says, yeah, there was a VCF Vancouver way back. Yeah, I think that's maybe the one I'm remembering.
Okay.
Thomas also says he's about 5.5 hours by 7:37 to 30 minutes. Oh,
So
I guess
I wonder how long of a drive it would be to drive to Montreal.
from you?
Yeah.
Let me do that's the old Google here.
A long ass way. That's just
Yeah,
what it says.
It's quite a while.
What's the closest city for you?
Lansing?
Also, the biggest medical operation in U.S. history.
You're looking at 9.5, no, almost 10-hour drive.
Oh, that's like going to the
One
UP.
way.
That's
Yeah.
easy. You could drive that far in Michigan and still be in the state.
Yeah.
I love
was
when
gonna say-
Americans say that. You can start in Texas and still be in Texas the same day. I'm like, you could drive in Ontario and still be in Ontario 2 days later.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We are vast, and I mean vast. It's a great country. Vancouver to Montreal is about 5 days to drive. Yeah, I would believe that. But also remember, because you're coming across time zones, you're actually traveling backwards into or forwards in time.
Isn't Montreal Eastern?
Montreal is it Eastern or Central? I think it's Eastern.
Yeah, it's
What
Eastern.
time?
So I'd be in the same time zone.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're coming from Vancouver,
Oh, well, yeah, because they're out in the future. Or is it
Yes.
the past? I don't remember.
past.
Yeah.
It's still daytime there. Still, like compared to me, it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 o'clock. It's 10:30 here now, so it's very dark and very, very well. It's that time of year when stuff starts to get darker soon. Apparently, Tech Night is heading to bed. Okay, good night, Tech Night.
Okay. Try to get some rest.
Yes, but one bit says Eastern Standard Time, so there you go. Cool. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. I know it's going to be fun. I'm bringing a large pile of stuff to give away because I have to take a suitcase. If a certain person comes to the event, I'm bringing a specific suitcase for that person that they are going to be taking back with them.
I see.
So I don't need to bring it back when I come back to Newfoundland. So that suitcase would go up empty. So I might as well fill it with things to give away. So I will probably be walking around the event giving out network cards like I did at VCF last year. So if anybody needs a good deal on a pile of PCI network cards that I know Eric is looking over his shoulder to see if he can find the one I gave you.
going to say it's over here somewhere.
CDI or take Via Rail. Last time I took Via Rail, I was there was a lady who probably shouldn't have been on Via Rail who threatened to stab my sister-in-law, and it was a terrifying ordeal. So I will never travel on rail ever again.
Wow.
Or if I do, it'll be I'm getting a room on the train for myself or the people that are traveling with.
Yeah.
Thomas Armstrong says ISA token ring. I have some if you need some. I have lots of network cards. I have boxes of them. Again, one of the local guys was a bit of a hoarder, and anything that didn't get used at work or got retired at his work got put in a box and meticulously labeled. So I have literally like Bankerts boxes with like ISA network cards written on the side, or ISA network cards 10/100 or 10, or token ring, and he's very meticulous. You open the box, and what's written on the box is what's in the box.
Wow.
So great for storage. But yeah, I don't need 300 network cards, so it's nice to give them away. So Ron, I have to send you down some video games. Speaking of things I need to send. Is there anything else you needed?
I don't know. What else you got?
We're going back to the Mac place soon, so I
Okay,
will probably have a pile of Apple stuff again.
cool. You should just give me a call and be like, all right, I've got video. Let's look.
What do you want? And just walk around.
Yeah, I'll take one of everything, sir. Oh, I remember you took us on a little bit of a tour of the warehouse one time. That was cool.
Yeah. Buddy had a lot of stuff. It was
Oh yeah, no doubt.
still does. It's funny. Like we go, we take carloads, and we go back, and it's still the same amount of stuff.
Endless carloads.
Yeah. Because apparently, much like anything, it's lessening up top, which we don't get to see. So the basement always seems, because that's where we go. He's got a garage door, and we go in the garage door, and it's the basement, and that just keeps getting filled back up. But apparently, he's yet to breach. There's an Amiga room upstairs.
Oh wow,
which has all Amiga stuff in it, and he hasn't been in there in a couple of years.
Wow.
So,
I've not ever been in there. So
what's that?
I've not ever been in there.
Exactly, neither have I. So my hope is that the Amiga room gets open soon, and we started seeing little bits of it because last time we went there, he had two or three Commodore 64s, and little side tangent, but back we had Kmart. Do you guys remember Kmart?
Yes, we had Kmart.
You guys had Kmart. So
we.
Kmart in Canada closed probably in 1996, 97. They went bankrupt, or at least the Canadian branch went bankrupt.
Sure. About the same time for us.
Yeah, and then so Walmart bought out most of their locations in Canada, and what wasn't bought out was actually bought out by the Canadian equivalent of Kmart called Zellers, who are also now bankrupt. Yeah. But they were selling at the time. They had over prescribed or over ordered Commodore 64s, and you can get a Commodore 64 in 1996, so 10 years basically after they were, relevant, I guess, and a monitor and a bunch of peripherals for like $100.
Wow.
So this guy went and bought what they had. So we got a bunch of Commodore 64s that were brand new in the box, which is kind of cool.
Neat.
Yeah.
Be the first one to open it, kind of thing. I was like, oh, that's
I almost took a job with Kmart.
You did?
Almost with corporate.
Okay. Doing IT or?
In IT, yeah. Interviewed. I at one point had done point of sale systems, so they were interested in me for that reason.
Right.
And I got this weird vibe like they were on their way downhill and just decided to pass. And it was a couple of years later that they were doing the Super K concept.
Yes.
And that fell flat. So
yes, to compete with the Super Walmart.
Yes.
Right. Which is now just called
Walmart. Yeah. Well, the membership chains like Sam's Club and stuff like that were really taking off, and they were trying to compete with that. And
Commissar Cars, Kmart was taken over by Sears. Yeah, their main assets were purchased by Sears, but their buildings, at least here in Newfoundland, a bunch of their buildings were bought by Zellers, and a bunch of their key locations were actually ended up being Walmarts.
And
eventually.
Sears was on its way out when they bought them. So
exactly. I mean, it was a race to the bottom, I think, when it comes to that kind of retail.
Yeah.
And they were holding on to the notion of the brick and mortar mall, which I think was. Especially in America, but you guys have a lot of defunct malls.
We do. But where else are you going to have your Blues Brothers drive around?
Or your Night of the Living Dead remake.
Yeah.
That's right.
Dawn of the Dead remake.
It's true.
It's true.
I haven't been to our local mall in a long time, but apparently it's got a rock climbing thing, and they've repurposed some of the storefronts. Still has some of the anchor stores, but the interior is pretty much shot.
Yeah. It's a place to go walk when it rains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually what you'll see is you have your mall walkers in the morning. They're old people, and they don't spend any money. So they, use the heat and the light of the mall, but don't actually contribute anything to the mall.
Right.
So yeah. I miss the good old days of the mall, and we could probably have a whole video on just reminiscing about the nostalgia of the mall. For me, it was we always had the malls we had here. We had two. They're still open. One is definitely dying. The other is actually thriving and doing quite well.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that is dying used to have a fountain, and you would have that smell of chlorinated water, almost like a swimming pool, and it would permeate through the mall. And that is like such an olfactory memory for me. But again, cutting costs. A fountain apparently is quite an expensive thing to manage and run, especially when they break. So they, about almost probably 20 years ago now, disabled and then removed the fountain. It's not there anymore. Now we're Santa's villages during the Christmas time. But yeah, it's funny how these gigantic buildings serve no purpose anymore.
Nope.
Or very little purpose. I think, again, not to go on a tangent, but it would be very smart for municipalities to offer easy zoning for those locations to be turned into housing.
Yeah,
And then have them turned into affordable.
They've been doing that here in the U.S.
Yeah, I know.
Turning them into basically like apartments and things like that, and just converting out all the stuff. You've got the water, it's an open floor plan, you just kind of do whatever. So
yeah, it makes sense. And then, like you said, and then other than that, they're just an empty void of a building that doesn't really serve any purpose. So it's nice to see them actually used for something. But our main mall here, which is owned by the REIT that owns it, is actually a super conglomerate of one of the largest chains of supermarkets in Canada, Atlantic Canada specifically. So yeah, they're not hurting for a dollar. Let's put it that way. But like growing up as a kid, I remember this mall I used to go to. It had the local chain of this supermarket in the mall, and you could go get your groceries, then go shopping in the mall, and then drive out. And they give you and when you left the supermarket, you just left your groceries. They gave you a little card with a number on it, and you drive up to the door outside, and a conveyor belt would bring your groceries out, and a gentleman or a lady would come and put them in the back of your car for you. And I was like, I kind of miss that.
Yeah.
Right? Like I miss that. It's like, it gave somebody a job. There was an opportunity there for someone. It was
sure.
Right. And, the same thing with like service stations, having people come out and pump your gas for you.
Well,
I know how to pump my gas. I don't mind doing it. But some days it's like, I wish somebody would just do this for me. That would be fun.
Well, next time you're in New Jersey, you can experience that.
Yeah, because it's mandatory, right? It's law there that you have to, because you have to have like certification to use a gas pump.
Yeah.
So that explains Steve. Radioactive and radiation in New Jersey, and not allowed to use gas pumps. See, makes sense now. But yeah, there's certain things that you miss and are very nostalgic for childhood, and of course that's gone now. Like the supermarkets are very rarely in malls. At least here they're not. I don't know about where you are. You might have a Walmart with like a super Walmart or whatever you call a superstore.
In general, where I'm at, I've never seen an actual like a grocery store associated with a mall.
Okay, that's interesting. Thomas Armstrong says that we have a full service station, but you have to be 55 to use it. Interesting. So it's only for the elderly or the aged, I guess.
The aged, yes.
Because 55 is not elderly anymore.
No. That's just barely. You're just barely starting your work career,
Right. Retirement is at least 25 years away.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, guys, I think we're just kind of burning the wheels here now. I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about. Like I said, hopefully now with Frank coming back. So we're going to try to do that after
Thanksgiving.
this month. So I guess it'll be you said it's the second week?
It's second and fourth Sundays of the month.
I need to set up
the
calendar.
The 9th,
forget.
The 9th and the 23rd of November.
Mm-hmm. Sounds great.
So there you go. Yeah, Thomas Armstrong retired at 75. I'm of the mindset I don't think I'll ever retire. I don't know about you guys. I don't think it's going to be financially an option for me, but at the same time, I enjoy what I do too much to retire. So
I will retire,
yes,
Mhm.
but it's probably 7 years out for me. So
Mhm.
What about you, Ron? Will you retire? Do you?
Yeah, eventually. I think probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a half day and then head over to my funeral. You know,
that's kind of my
that will
plan.
be the retirement.
Actually, I plan on dying in my cubicle at work,
Nice.
but on my last day.
Okay. See, what you should do is aim for the Friday before it's your last day. That way, you get a good chance to stink up the office. Stay late,
There you go.
really puke up that office.
I'm already stinking up the office, so yeah.
Yeah, Thomas Armstrong retirement is boring. To some people, it's the answer and it's the prize at the end of the road. But some people, it's not. I know lots of people who don't retire.
I have plenty of things to keep me busy.
Yes, I mean, who is going to make more tartan apple covers?
Right.
Right, with that bolt of fabric you have there. That is a bolt of fabric, right?
No, this is actually a guitar case.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought it was a bolt of fabric, but anyway, we digress. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. We know you have your choice in Friday evening entertainment, and thankfully we won't be competing with that anytime in the near future. We won't be competing anymore, so you can continue to watch TGIF and not feel bad that you're not over here watching us on the flip side. We appreciate that. Yeah, are there any final words of wisdom for anybody? Ron, do you have anything you want to say?
No, I would say just keep the rubber side down and see everybody tomorrow at the park.
Yes, that's right. What time?
Whenever you can check the website, whenever it starts.
Cool. Sounds good. Anyway, thanks everybody for being here, and we will see you next week. Same bat time for next week, but in the future it does change. So we'll keep you posted. Bye, everybody.
Bye.